Today I wanted to give an update, share an update with the public on the issue of the older adults and persons with disabilities tax relief program. I want the public to know that it's live and the deadline to apply is fast approaching, and I want to ensure those who qualify for this program submit an application as soon as possible. Now, this program is critical to supporting Richmond seniors and those who live with a disability and provide them with much needed tax relief. In some cases, this program can provide persons tax relief up to 100% of their annual real estate taxes. And so here are the qualifications for this relief program, and I want you to make sure I share this with the audience. First, if you are at least 65 years old of age or 100% permanently and totally disabled as of December 31st of the previous year, you qualify. If you hold a title to the residence, you qualify. And if your household does not have a combined total gross income exceeding $70,000, including your Social Security benefits for the previous year, then your family may qualify for this program. So it's my hope, fellow Richmonders, if you meet those qualifications, you should file by September 30th to receive benefits for the subsequent tax year. The final filing deadline for the year is December 31st. And so I'm asking folks to apply. And if you want to learn more, you can visit rva.gov/finance/OAPD-relief, RELIEF. Once again, rva.gov/finance/OAPD-relief. Or you can simply reach out to the finance department. Furthermore, if you're already enrolled in this program from the previous year, you only need to complete an annual OAPD real estate tax relief recertification form in years 2 and 3 of this program. This form certifies that to your best knowledge and belief that no information has changed from the prior application and that would violate the limitations and conditions necessary to qualify for this relief. All recertifications for the year must be submitted by December 31st. Let me repeat. All recertifications must be submitted by December 31st. If participants have a change in qualifications, they think may impact their relief, they are asked to call RVA 311 or reach the city at 804-646-7000. That number again, 804-646-7000, or simply RVA 311 on the phone, on your app, or by phone. Now, following the third year in the program and 2 permanent recertifications, participants in the program who wish to remain in the program must submit a new OAPD real estate tax relief application form. And last but not least, if you are not able to make it out to any of the community events, a representative from the Department of Finance can assist you with the application right here at City Hall, located at 900 East Broad Street, room 100, or once again, you can contact 311. Folks, that's our update for today. I'll take any questions from the press.
Reached out to cities in Virginia of like comparable size, Alexandria, Norfolk, some others. They've issued none in that time span. And I wanted to ask you the reason for the disparity on your end. I'm wondering if it has anything to do with the restructuring of HR, some of the terminations in the financing.
Well, the question was about the issuance of severances or separation packages used here in city government. First, I want to highlight the fact that these separation agreements are common practices found in public sector and the private sector. We actually have a policy that governs this practice that is part of an ordinance that the city council has agreed to in the past as well. And so we follow the details of that ordinance. We've had 28. Some of them were due to the reorganization that occurred in human resources. Some of them were early on in my term as mayor, These are holdovers from the previous administration. They received a separation package. And some of them are RPD and Richmond Fire Department as well. And also the City Council are included in that number as well. So that's 28 over an 8-year period. Now, I will have to say, I don't know how large your sample size was, Sam, in terms of your research of this issue, but if you looked at places like Loudoun County, Norfolk also uses it as well, at least where I heard from the mayor, and he told me this, that they have utilized it in the past, and other cities use it too. It just matter how large of a net you cast around the Commonwealth of Virginia, you will find that this is a common practice. Some cities use it, some localities use this practice, and some do not.
Do you have any concept of just the rough dollar amount total across those 28 packages?
The question was, do I have a rough dollar amount of the average package, or
Of the total.
of the total package? I do not have an answer to that. I don't know the rough. I'm sure those over in HR or those over the Office of Communications can get you an answer to that, though.
And one more, if I may.
Sure.
You said you talked to the mayor of Norfolk's office.
Yep.
They mentioned, when did you talk to him about this?
Gosh, I cannot recall when our conversation was.
It's like within the last year?
Yeah, within the last year, yes. Mm-hmm.
All right, thanks.
So, sticking to the topic of tax relief, the council's
Yes.
already taken up its tax rate proposals, one keeps saying one to drop it by 4 cents. Are you going to be offering any alternative tax relief ideas as part of that conversation? And if so, can you share any details on what you might have in mind?
Now, I would be foolish, Graham. The question was whether or not I'm going to share any details of a tax relief program for our city residents when it comes to the real estate tax. I would be foolish if I were to give you that exclusive right here, right now, here at City Hall. But let me reiterate what I've said in the past, and I believe when you consider tax cuts, you also have to consider a cut to services as well in order to balance the books. No one has been clamoring for cuts in services, and I would want my friends on City Council to remember that. The real estate tax is the main source of revenue that funds the operation of here in the city, and I understand that there are some people who are desiring relief, and I will tell you that we are exploring all options available to us. But for us over at the administration, that a tax cut rate is not on the table.
So, given all the revenue growth that the city has seen, particularly in real estate and tax revenue, is it really an either-or situation? I mean, is it possible for the city's budget to continue to grow and give people a little bit of a break on their bills?
The question was, is there a possibility to, I think all things are possible, but we also have to be pragmatic at the same time and prudent stewards of those dollars. And compared to the other localities in this region, although they fashion a lower tax rate, they do not offer the same amount of services to a community, to demographics that are in need of these services. And so we have to weigh, we have to consider our approach in a totally different manner. We have a higher poverty rate. We have more folks who are in need of these services. And before I even go down the route of talking about tax cuts, I try my best to understand where the relief is truly needed. And I think my team over at Finance and Budgeting are going to give me every option available to meet the moment for on these tax cuts discussion, and we'll see what happens.
Any last questions?
Where are you at with the mayoral candidate endorsement? Any closer?
Any closer? The question was, am I any closer on the mayoral candidate endorsements? I have a couple meetings ahead of me in the near future. I'm going to obviously continue to sit down and with some of these candidates as we near the voting season. As Friday will be the first day of early voting, and I plan on voting very soon. And so I'm not there yet on any of the candidates. I think a lot of people in the city aren't there yet. They have not reached, agreement on one sole candidate. I think they all have a lot to offer. Let me first begin there. There's not a way to mold all of these candidates into one candidate to be the mayor of the city of Richmond. They all have a lot to offer. They all love the great city of Richmond. We all are specifically looking for something that will, that gives you confidence that all the good times we've occurred in the city will continue to roll. No one has made that case to me about what the vision of the future looks like. I want to know, what's the city going to look like in a decade? What are you going to do to ensure the city is still pointing in the right direction in an upward trajectory over the course of the next 10 years? I don't believe anyone's actually articulated that yet. Like I said, I've heard a lot about pushing paper inside City Hall. I've not heard a lot about pushing the envelope. What I want to hear from the media to some of these candidates, and maybe you all have an opportunity to engage with them, is where do you stand in comparison to the policy positions of the current administration? Do you want to do something different on affordable housing? Do you want to do something different on the way we tackle homelessness? Do you want to do something different than what we're doing already on gun violence and public safety? I haven't heard much differences in terms of their approach. I've only heard about paper pushing deficiencies, but I would love to hear about their positions on major issues that will dictate the future of the city of Richmond.
At one of their recent forums, they were asked to give you a letter grade of your performance in office. I think 3 people chose not to engage with the question. Mm-hmm. One gave a C, one gave a C+. Did you have any reaction to those grades you got from candidates?
I think I told Sarah, your colleague, that there's a difference out there that I don't think they understand. It's a whole lot different to talk about the job than doing the job. There's a difference in talking about the job and doing the job. And so we'll see who wins the race to do the job.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, everyone.